guys. So a while ago, I don't even know if it was weeks ago or months ago because time is so weird right now, but a viewer asked if I would read on Rupert Murdoch. And it was such a coincidence because I had actually been talking to my friend about Rupert Murdoch like right before I saw this viewer's request. And it's funny because my friend is Australian and she lives here now. And every day she's like, what is wrong with America? What is wrong with this crazy country? Why does everybody believe these lies? And why are people like this? And how do these people in office get away with all this lying and all this, behavior? And I was trying to explain to her, like, this really is crazy for us too. This is not normal. Like, this is not how our country, we're all as stunned as anyone else. And so I tried to sort of like explain how all of it happened, and I realized it's Fox News. Like, it really comes down to Fox News. And then I realized Fox News really comes down to Rupert Murdoch. And so I got to turn it around on her and blame her and her people for all of this. Jokingly, of course, but I think most people know him, but I'll just say he is an Australian-born American media mogul. Through his company News Corp, he owns hundreds of local, national, and international publishing outlets around the world, including The Sun, The Times, the UK, The Daily Telegraph, The Australian, The Wall Street Journal, The New York Post, HarperCollins, Sky News Australia, and Fox News. Many of his papers and television channels have been accused of biased and misleading coverage to support his business interests and political allies, and some have credited his influence with major political developments in the UK, US, and Australia. Yeah, and then I saw that. So Rupert Murdoch, and the reason I haven't read on him is because I have the weirdest thing with this guy where when I try to look into him, I can't even remember his face, no matter how many times. I look him up, I try to read about his, how did he grow up, and just to get, to see some pictures with his family. I could look at 100 pictures of him, and then I immediately would not be able to pick him out in a lineup. I don't understand it. I don't feel anything from him. I don't get anything from him energetically. I'm almost like, is he even really like a human being? I don't even know. I don't know if I believe in that kind of thing, but I really don't feel anything from him, and he's just completely invisible to me, no matter how many times I look at him. But, he's sort of like on people's minds again right now because he owns the New York Post, which is pretty much the paper that, quote, broke the story, the fake story on, this Hunter Biden stuff that we were reading on. And, he's sort of like, I did learn some things, is that he really was very into the sort of salacious style of tabloid papers. And I feel like it's sort of, like, my dad is a Fox News guy, and he also only reads the Wall Street Journal. So, and he's very, MAGA, unfortunately. So Rupert Murdoch, okay. So I say, even though I can't picture his face, I'm just going to do my best and see if the cards can tell me. And I also don't really quite know what about him. I guess I would say, what's his deal? Why is he, I guess some billionaires really, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why he has done this around the world. And so let's see if we can just get some answers. Is there anything coming his way anytime soon? What's the final outcome of his empire? Is he going to last? Is he going to survive into what is hopefully a new and better age that's coming? So, Rupert Murdoch. So this is interesting and very weird, so bear with me. It's like the weirdest read I've ever done because, again, I cannot feel him. And also, almost all these cards came upside down. Now, I did, while I was flipping them, I kept looking and being like, see, I mean, I guess a lot of them are upside down. I probably did screw up one time and like, put them wrong. But every time I checked, I was seeing them right side up. So I'm like, I don't know why so many are coming out upside down, but obviously I think that is how, I'm meant to look at this. And it sort of fits with the fact that I don't feel him. And I almost feel like he's more of a concept than a person. And I feel like what I'm getting here is the story of his life conceptually. First, I'll say these two cards were upside down. This Page of Swords tells me that he set out with a goal. This 10 of Pentacles is he absolutely achieved his goal and he's at the end of his life. So he achieved exactly what he was meant to achieve. And I say meant because I almost feel like his life is like, he like was born to do what he did. Now, you might ask, why in the world would someone be born to do that? And I'll tell you what I get. It's like we have the Hierophant here, and I feel this more almost like spiritually in the planning of his life. First of all, I was saying, will he survive the New Age? I do feel this is the New Age coming in, and I almost feel like he was put in place in order to help the New Age come in, which I know sounds totally backwards. But it's like, in a weird way, that humanity can awaken to what's wrong if they can see what's wrong and choose what's right, okay? And I feel like almost his life was meant, like I see this Six of Pentacles as basically this is us going about our daily life, and it's like drops of information coming down on us from, say, part of that being what he brought to the world. Like I see his life as being from very far away, like I'm way up above looking at the world. And these are like his life was meant to drop on us things like disinformation, tabloid stuff. And if you really look back, I think we used to be a much more tabloidy culture, but we have eventually sort of evolved from realizing we don't really want to be obsessed. I feel like his life was meant to be an example to us in order that we might awaken to being better. And I'm sorry if somebody out there really like is angry at him, like I just can't even get there because he feels more conceptual to me. This Hanged Man at the base, I also feel as just sort of like that thing where I just feel an absolute inactivity when I try to connect to his essence, is sort of like this Hanged Man. Like it's like there just feels like there's nothing there, and yet he did so much, but there's like nothing there. And like I read on Hannity once, and there was also something very weird about him in that but I think that for him it was more like a sociopath, where you just simply can't feel bad about anything. You don't have it in you to ever feel bad about everything, and everything is like you can actually come off as a really positive and charismatic person, but you just don't have the capacity to feel empathy or anything deep. So but this is not that. This is like blank. It's like I had a weird thought where I imagine if you have a limb and then that limb gets cut off, right? And you hear about this phantom limb syndrome where you feel like that arm should still be there. So when I try to connect to him, he's like a phantom limb. Take what you will from that. I don't know. So yeah, this was like a lesson for us, like as a humanity, that he came in, and then I see the New Age coming because I'm like, this isn't him. But it's also interesting. I see there are 3 10s in this read. Oh my gosh, there are 4 10s in this read. We are at the end of whatever his era is, okay? And possibly the end of his, life. He is very old. Wow, 4 10s. in 14 cards. That's crazy. Never gotten that before. And I've never had this many upside down cards, so it's very strange. Okay, so let's get to this. If these were upright, yeah, I mean, okay, it's basically saying yeah. He's got a lot coming down on him, this Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is actually the card of absolute endings. You're done, it's over. Would be a card where there's a lot of swords coming down on you. And it's true, he's in a bad place right now, and it does seem like maybe his, at least the concept of who he is in his media is really falling apart and crumbling. Good, because this is like the new age, and this is like, yeah, this is how I knew. It's like the new age and the old stuff that he's peddling is not working, and then this being a King of Pentacles, this would make sense to me that this is him, and yet it's upside down. So maybe he's losing money. What he pushes is losing money, but I don't feel him. I don't feel him here. I mean, there's no like emotion to it. It just is. His stuff is falling apart. Yes, he's a King of Pentacles, but he's not, because it's all upside down. He is, but he's not. Here we have a Nine of Pentacles. Was this upside down? Yeah, this was, okay, so Nine of Pentacles, this would tell me very much like a wealthy outcome. Like this would very much be how his family lives, and this would just be his wealth. This is a very well-off person living very comfortably. It's upside down. So it's almost like if he had hopes, I don't feel hopes because I don't feel anything. So conceptually, he wanted to do well for himself, and he did. I mean, definitely he's got money on his mind a lot. That's a very big part of what drives him, whatever he is. I swear. This Eight of Cups would be leaving a situation. This 10 is there's another 10. These are completion cards. Like, I think he might be passing. I mean, I see these clouds. It might be his time soon. You know, basically in the end, he's burdened. This is a completion, but it's a burdened card. And then this Justice upside down, like, I would say if anyone's looking for him to see justice, that probably you're not going to see it. I think he's just going to exit right out of this life. I feel he doesn't have karma. I feel there is nothing for him to have justice for because he actually fulfilled his purpose. He did what he was supposed to do. I don't know what his deal is, who he is, what he is, but there's no karma. That's my feeling, that's my read. This could be like his son. So we have a Knight of Pentacles upside down. Now this, I start to feel something. This Magician, this is his company. I'm like, oh, okay, something that's real. I do feel his son is probably maybe managing things. I do believe that it's going to be passed down to him. I think he has like an oldest son or something. You know, when we're looking at this burdens, we're looking at him wanting to walk away, and then we have the son here. And then the Magician being his company, I believe it's called News Corp, with all the power that it has, with all of the, trickery that they're doing. I wonder if that son was part of this current trickery that we are witnessing with the New York Post and all that. I would say this just says he's not on the up and up himself. This Eight of Wands, I think there are, burdens. There are lawsuits and like losing money. I get now his son is upside down here because he's not as capable as his dad. He's actually human and flawed. He can't run this whole business empire as well as his dad did. I do bet he was behind allowing this New York Post story to drop, which I kind of feel might be the beginning of the end for this empire. It's a total screw up and an embarrassment, and I think the company will be dealing with lawsuits and other legal troubles because of it. Two of Cups. I do feel eventually it will merge with another company. And at first I thought, well, that's terrible. We don't want it to get bigger, right? But I feel like it almost merges now we have this Page of Pentacles upside down, while it sells off, which is maybe kind of like relating to this. I think it will sell off a lot. I think it will break up, but also merge at the same time. if that makes sense. That's just what I feel. And then it was interesting because I saw this Queen of Pentacles. It was like, oh my God, that's his wife, Jerry Hall, right? She used to date, what's his name? Rolling Stones, rock star. So I almost feel he maybe promised her some of the company also. That with this moon sort of like, sure, honey. So I don't know if this is just sort of saying the future of the company, if anyone finds that interesting. So that's my read on that. It really made my head feel weird, and I'm never going to try to connect with him again because I'm not going to find anything. But it's kind of interesting when you look, when I get up here and I look and feel that it was weirdly, there was a weird purpose to his life to teach us something by showing us the wrong side of things so that we would reject it. It would make us angry and we would reject it and say we want to be better. And it is interesting. If you think about it, it does sort of have that effect. And I'm getting chills in the back of my head right now, all over my head. So I really think there's something to that. That his life is like a concept that was so successfully achieved. So I don't know what else to say about that. I hope you guys found it interesting. I enjoy sharing my reads with you guys. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time.